I know you lying. Who done let Mama D borrow a doggone horse and carriage for her to put Ernest in the passenger seat, sitting there with his legs crossed like he taking a picture at the penitentiary? Girl, is y'all ready to talk about it? Let's juice.
Come on, Blaze.
It's the beef for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Voodoo Doll TV, back with a quick little jokes or whatever the case may be. And girl, we over here talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I ain't even know this came on, girl. But apparently this is the grand opening. I don't even know if this is season opener. I think this is the recontinuation of the last season. I don't know why they doing it like this, but either way, we here. Girl, it's a lot going on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta this week, girl. We got a lot with the cast. Child, we got Mama D done rented out somebody's mansion so she could throw a backyard barbecue with a hearse and carriage. Then we got the Bam finally meeting Scrappy old lady, but I was of confusion because wasn't they just at a concert together? Girl, I don't know. Skrizz is crazy. Anyway, Jock done got a side cut off his eye. Kendra is MIA. 24 hours in his Jezebel of a wife, still making it in this doggone industry. And I don't know how, because everybody knows she around here skeeting and cheating. But in this episode, I guess she called herself Confront Sierra about telling everybody that she's sleeping with her cousin-in-law, whoever the boy was. Girl, everybody know you sleeping with that boy. Like, what's the big deal? We'll get to that. Then we got Erica Banks tells us a tale of her spending the night in jail. She almost went to prison. That got caught up down there at the airport. And then we also have Saucy Santana sits down with Old Spice, regular Spice, not the Ice Spice, the regular Spice. He sits down with her to confront her about saying he was funky, nasty, and cheesy. And I'm over here really of confusion because nigga, you is. At any rate, then we got the dramatic ending of Yandy, Luther the King, and Collateral Girl that none of us asked for on camera, but you know they got to do it up. So we got to go through the hills and motions of that. But before we do all of that, y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this week's episode. And also hit that notification bell and hype me up, honey. Hype me up. Like, why not? But anyway, y'all already know what time it is. Grab your tings, your liquor, your earbuds, your za. Do whatever you do. Don't say I told you to do it. Just grab it, girl. Come on in and let's get into the episode. So now the episode opens up in a mysterious backyard that none of us know because Mama D done rented out somebody's Airbnb to do this backyard barbecue. Like, Mama D, you could have put that in your regular backyard. Like, it ain't even as deep. But anyway, Jock is over there with glasses on and something wrong with his eye. Now, at first, my girl Rennie was of confusion. So she was like, what's wrong with your eye? Like, what happened? Like, nigga, popped you? And he was like, no. He was like, man, you know, me and Kendra might have had a little spat, but he was just joking with her. Apparently, he's going to tell us later on that he had that little sty removed or something that was under his eyelid that I didn't even see. Anyway, he didn't have to come in with all of that. He just doing the most. But they waiting on Mama D to pull up, child. Now, while this is happening, 24 hours and his cheating ass wife done pulled up. Then we got Lil Zane with his cheating ass and his crazy ass wife. We got everybody done pulled up, and Zane is a little nervous to meet up with 24 hours because the last time they spoke, he had told 24 hours that his wife had been cheating less than 24 hours prior. Now, luckily for Zane, 24 hours is a little marshmallow, so he done let it all go. He don't care that his wife cheating or that you told him. He's actually ready to get a good plate and have a good drink. You know what I'm saying? Everything's cool. But anyway, girl, all of a sudden I heard a horn honking from a Volkswagen, and then we looked up, and it's Mama D and Ernest on a doggone hearse and carriage. First of all, the carriage looked doggone rusty, bitch. Like, where you get this from, Mama D? Who let you borrow this? And second of all, why is you pulling up to these people Airbnb with all of this? Them people didn't say you and Ernest could do all of this. And look at Ernest. Girl, I can't stand Mama D or Ernest. Girl, they get on my nerves. Why all of this? This ain't even your house, Mama D. And I seen them on the porch talking about, Dad, she doing her big one pulling up to the palace. This ain't her palace. This the people stuff, girl. Anyway, so in the backyard, the people are getting acquainted. And everybody want to talk about the elephant in the room. Not 24 hours, but his wife, girl. The people want to know, is y'all still together? Like, what's tea? Did you leave her? Like, Are you gonna stay? What is it gonna be? So 24 Hours basically gets his wife and say, you know, at the end of the day, I found out that I have more love and loyalty to her than anything. So I don't care who done been up in her. That's mine. And I'ma always stick beside her. And I don't care who got something to say. So Slytherin Selma jumps in and was like, you know, I really just feel like it was all a misunderstanding because yes, Sierra cousin is somebody that I used to know like 3 weeks ago. She was like, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's that deep. I ain't never messed with that boy. Sierra just making that up to try to break up me and my husband or whatever. And look at Rennie. Now this puts her in a place of confusion because you know Black Zach cheats on her like now they going west. So she know all the signs. It just look unfamiliar in this situation. But Rennie had gotten a confessional and told us don't worry about it because her and Black Zach ain't going nowhere. And if y'all want any updates, listen to her music, girl. So I guess we'll never get an update or whatever the case may be. But that's y'all, girl. Shout out to Rennie. I like Rennie though. Girl, get over here. Now, after Jock heard Selma, the Slytherin slut, get on here and say that she knew the nigga 2 weeks ago, it really made him scratch his head because as a cheating ass nigga like himself, he knows that if a nigga knew her 2 weeks ago, he was in about 2 minutes ago. So this really made Jock feel some type of way, but he gonna shut his mouth though. Now, Selma got in the confessional to tell us that it don't matter why her eyes is closed. She can't look y'all straight in the face while she tell y'all these lies. The facts is this. She love her husband. She not going nowhere. And y'all can sit up there and hate all y'all want. And everybody who want to say something like Sierra could really get behind her and her husband because they going to keep pressing forward. And she said it really took her by surprise that Sierra blindsided her like that because the last time she saw her, they was cool. Sierra had gave her a plate and she thought it was for the homeless people. And she ate it. She said at first she felt played, but then she realized that she should be thankful for the gesture. And since then, she thought her and Sierra was cool. She said, so this right here is just too much and it's coming off the left and the right and she don't too particularly like it. Now let me say this about my girl Rennie. Rennie, I like your fate, but you about as slow as a turtle. I done seen you pregnant for this nigga again. Yes, I did.
If you were worried about children, you wouldn't have children out of wedlock. A ring or not, all of mine are taken care of, so it doesn't really matter. I don't need a man to do that. The fuck do a ring mean? Not that I don't want to get married. Let's not confuse that. I'm not one of those girls who like, what is marriage? I do want to be married. Okay. However, that has nothing to do with taking care of our responsibilities. Y'all be so confused.
You know, Rennie, the only person confused in this whole scenario is you. I don't think people care that you're a single mother. I think people are concerned that you are having a baby by a nigga that just had you crying and kicking you out here about a year ago, girl. And you had a baby, had just had the baby. Girl, what is wrong with you, Rennie? I like you. Yes, I do. But when people do stupid stuff, then I gotta call you down to the red carpet, light skin. And I'm calling you down to tell you now, you the only one confused. You look a mess and you look foolish, girl. That nigga gonna kick you out with 2 babies. Then what you gonna do? I hope you got a backup plan. Get off of here, forehead. Now, meanwhile, here comes Chris Naive and his new old lady. What the girl name is, girl, I don't know. All his baby mamas and old ladies look alike, girl. The girl who do the real estate. So they coming in, I guess this is his first time bringing her around everybody all at once. And, you know, she's excited. You know, this is her first time feeling the love from Chris Naive's side of the family. But let me tell you something now, girl. His side of the family is messy. They gonna embrace anybody he bring over there. Don't think you special, girl. Please don't do it. Anyway, so they get in there and he run up to Jock and ask Jock what's going on with his eye. And Jock tell him that he had that little sty removed from under his eye, whatever the case may be. I like that little joke though. When he was walking up, Jock was like, boy, you look like the first day of school. And Chris Naive said, boy, you look like the worst day of school. I said, touche, because he did. So now Mama D is reintroduced or introduced, I can't remember, to Scrappy's old lady. And, you know, she's telling her to come on in, get a plate, have a good time. You know, Mama D loves acting like she like these girls until Mad Day. You know how I go. So the girl and Chris Naive sit down with Ernest and Mama D. And the girl tell Mama D that Chris Naive met her daddy side of the family. And he was like, yeah, Mama, I met the whole daddy side. Why you ain't meet the mama side? Your mama must be smarter than your daddy. Your daddy side must be cool. And look at Ernest sitting over there looking like he ain't never met nobody's side of the family. So all of this is new to him. Girl, anyway, so Mama D was like, oh, that's nice. Well, I'm glad you here. She said it's good that she got a side of the family that actually likes Scrappy, because most people family don't like Scrappy because Scrappy is just nasty. She told Scrappy, she said, but look, I did invite the Bam because, me and the Bam is back cool. And Scrappy was like, I guess that's cool. But Scrappy is really nervous because Scrappy don't want the girl and the Bam to run into each other. But at some point, they're going to have to. You had them cheering around that girl. And speaking of the devil, here come the Bam walking in looking like a model, knowing she about to meet up with that boy or old lady. That's why she put that outfit on. I see you, girl. I'm messy like that, too. I'm just telling you, I caught it. So look how the Bam sitting up there with her legs crossed looking like a model girl so the girl could see. And anyway, the Bam is talking to her friend Zell and what's that girl? Girl Zane wife. They over there just talking up little small talk or whatever. Bam talking about how she been chilling doing her big naive or whatever. And then on the other side, Scrappy is over there nervous. Now my thing is, what you nervous about? Now, Scrappy said that his old lady never met the Bam, and he don't know how the Bam is going to deal with, seeing his old lady. So he trying to just keep that distance. But my thing is, what is you nervous about, Scrappy? So Mama D go over to the Bam and was like, hey, Bam, and look at Mama D and the Bam hugging. I never thought I'd see the day. They've had some real harsh fights. Real bad, harsh fights. Mama D done said some real bad things about the Bam, but shout out to the Bam for being able to forgive. Now, while that's happening, Scrappy old lady looks at him and was like, so what we about to do? We just gonna sit over here and get bit up by mosquitoes? Or are we going over there to sit by your mama and your baby mama? Like, what we about to do? And this is making Scrappy nervous. Now, his heart starting to beat. Because Scrappy was like, well, what? I didn't really plan on going over there. My mama said she was gonna come back over here, but I ain't know if you gotta go to the bathroom. And the girl was like, Scrappy, stop playing. So he said, normally I don't even talk to her. I just call her like baby mama or number two. And one thing I will give to the girl was like, no, don't do that. Don't call that girl no baby mama or no number two. Give that girl respect as much as you want respect given. I said, look at her. Oh, you one of them. You one of them won't be cool with everybody in the family to make sure nobody come after your nigga. It ain't gonna work. It ain't working. Not in the palace, girl. But good luck. So Scrappy takes the girl over there. I guess he had to nervously, but he takes the girl over there to meet the Bam. And surprisingly, the Bam was super nice. So Scrap was like, Bam, this is my girlfriend. And I still don't remember her name. And she was like, and this is her. Y'all meet each other. And Bam was like, oh, hey, how you doing? The girl was like, how you doing? And then Scrappy was like, this the girl be around the churn. So then the Bam made the comment that anybody be around her children at this point. And he was like, no, not like that, but this my girl. Now the Bam hopped into the confessional. I like the blue. I don't know if I like the pillow look, but I like the blue. Anyway, the Bam hopped into the confessional to tell us that at this point in time, Scrappy be having anybody watching their churn. She said, girl, one time she called over there and the Uber driver had the churn. She didn't know what was going on. All she know is the baby in the background said they was good and they was eating. So she said as long as the churn's safe at this point, she don't care what the hell Scrap got going on. And some women might think this is neglectful, but I think it's a way to ease some stress. That's just me. So now Bam suggests that her and the girl and Scrappy go inside to have a conversation. Or did the girl do it? One of them suggested that they go inside to have a conversation privately, and they both agreed and were doing it with a smile. It was nice. But when they got in there, the girls told Scrappy to get out. Now when Scrappy got out, it made him really nervous. Now my thing is, why is you nervous, bruh? What you nervous for? Now, he keeps hollering about mental manipulation from the Bam. What could she tell this girl to mentally manipulate her? You was over there yesterday? You gotta watch Scrappy. Look at him when got Jock and told Jock to look through the window to see if they beefing or if they having a good conversation. Jock can't see nothing. Look at Jock. He just took a doggone piece of toilet paper off his eye. What made him think Jock could look through the window from 30, 40 feet away? Girl, Jock had to pull up the phone and zoom in on the phone. It ain't got nothing to do with his eyes. Jock is old. Jock a old ass man. He about 55. Still going down, but he 55. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, he said he looked through the phone and he can't really tell what's going on in there, but it don't seem like they swinging. Now, on the inside, the conversation goes as follows. Basically, the Bam was like, listen, girl, I know you be around my kids. It's cool. I just want you to know that I love my kids and I put my kids first. first, and I don't want nothing to happen to my kids because I'm going head first behind them on anybody, and you already know what it is. So the girl was like, oh, that's cool. You know what's crazy? I used to be a stepmama. She was like, yeah, girl, the nigga I was with before Scrappy, he had way more money, but he didn't have as much time. So I ended up being a stepmama to all of his kids, girl. You know, like Cam Newton old lady. She was like, so, you know, I understand you want to protect your kids. And you know what? This made them fist bump because the band was like, OMG, girl, we are on the same page. She was like, if you hit him, just hit him from by the children. And the girl said, I don't even fight. She said, oh my God, girl, we gonna be best friends. Call me, girl. So when Scrappy got the girl outside and they went to walking away, he was buckling by the knees, couldn't even walk. We're like, what happened? What she said? And the girl was like, why? I would have said, why? What you thought she said? I'd have made up something. She said y'all was together last week just to see what that nigga would have said. Yeah, I'm cutthroat like that. I want to see the reaction on the nigga so I can know what happened. Girl, they get Chris Nye in the confessional looking like Nino Brown, and they asked him, Scrappy, why is you so nervous about what the band was gonna tell your old lady? Is y'all still screwing? And Scrap was like, screwing? What you mean? No, I don't even have a screwdriver. No. He was like, I was just nervous because, you know, I just don't, you never know. You just never know with the band how she feels. She might say something to the girl, the next thing you know, things could go left. He was like, but other than that, no, we good. I said, oh, Scrappy, you a dirty nigga. Get off of here. Let's move on, girl. And look at old Spice. Let me tell you something. See, this whole clip right here was so unnecessary. Whose little nephew Spice got in the house with somebody else's robe on? The robe don't even fit. He ain't even fine. He's supposed to be a mystery man. I don't even know why they even put this clip in here. Spice, who the boy is this? Spice, you got to stop, girl. Put the black hair back on. That's what it is. I forgot the new girl called and invited to the concert, but I'm trying to figure out whose child. Get off of here. Oh, Lord. So now we move to the next scene. Here go Yandy starting up her cries. She over here talking about she don't know what she gonna do. I don't know who this is she talking to, but she said she don't know what's going on between her and Collateral. She said she get nervous because she hadn't been up for Collateral in about 6 to 8 months. And that's a red flag, she said, because normally, you know, her and Collateral would make love and then get into it. And then they'll go back and, you know, get on Collateral. So now the girl was like, oh, wow, what you gonna do? She was like, girl, I don't know. She was just like, I just love my husband. And I said, and therein lies the lie. Bitch, that ain't your husband. Don't start me early, Yandy. Yandy, we gonna get into her acting, y'all. Let's move on. So we move on to the next scene, and Big Bike Saucy is doing another video, and he inviting all the girls to be in his video. You know, I'm starting to believe that he just lived vicariously through the girls. Like, he have an obsession with girls, not in a bad way, but in a kind of crazy way. I don't know. Anyways, he done invited Erica Banks over there to shake all that fake ass she got temporarily. And she said that she's excited to come along and shake her booty in the doggone video. She said because she want to be one of Saucy's girls too. I don't understand the phase. But anyway. So after they do a little 1-2 shake, the girls sit down with I think it's Sierra, the new girl who rap, and somebody else. It don't matter. But they sit down with Erica Banks and was like, girl, come here. Let me hold your hand. We want to ask you a question. They said, girl, we was on the shade room and we saw you was in prison. Tell us the truth. Did you go to jail, girl? What happened? And she was like, girl, yes. She was like, it's so crazy, girl. She was like, I went through the airport, girl, and got arrested, bitch. She was like, and at first I thought it was cute, bitch. I'm all in the back of the doggone police cruiser going live and whatever, thinking it's cute, girl. She was like, but when them people closed them bars, bitch, and I sat down, and some big bald head bitch named Belinda had came up to me and asked me if I could lay on her lap. She was like, I had to do it. She was like, that's when I knew this was real. She was like, girl, I don't know what was going on. I don't know why I would go live. She was like, girl, I'm scared, girl. I can't go to prison, girl. I'm not cut like that. I know I'm a dagger, but I'm a new dagger. I can't really be out here like that. And Sierra was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened to you. She was like, you know, that happened to me a few times when I was younger, but I learned to just turn my dagging on and off. She was like, but anyways, I want to tell y'all about what happened with me and that girl slithering Selma. Tell me why she want to try to come and confront me. They say she want to talk to me about spreading rumors about her sleeping with my cousin. She said, now, it's not my fault you slept with my cousin. Like, why you mad at me? You got a husband. It ain't my fault you don't like him and you like my cousin. She was like, so I don't know. Me and her supposed to meet up, but I don't know how that's gonna go, and I really don't care. Honestly, girl, I wouldn't care neither, because Slither and Selma need to go lay down at this point. Child, let's move on. Now, since breaking it off with Yandy Luther the King in real life, Collateral Sr. decided to take Collateral Jr. on their first fishing trip. Mind you, Collateral Jr. about 40. But anyway, he said they wanted to have some quality time while they wait on young Jock so they could smoke and talk about the next freak off. So he tells Collateral Jr., you know, me and Yandy breaking up, but don't let that come between y'all relationship. You know, ever since I broke up with her, I might not be putting on Collateral no more. I might be using you or one of your siblings, so just, you know, look alive. Now, before the boy could respond, Jock had came out of nowhere, girl. He just appeared like a magic dragon, girl. Just appeared out of nowhere with his fishing pole, talking about what's going on, bro. I heard about you and Yandy, bro. What's going on, man? You know, I done been through all kind of relationships, breakups, you know, divorces and all. You know, you could talk to me, you know. So Collateral was like, man, look, this what it is. I ain't like Yandy in like 10 years. Me and the bitch ain't liked each other in a long time. He said, so when a nigga came at me and asked me who the nigga she was with in Greece, you know, that kind of made me feel some type of way, because why is you with a nigga in Greece? Why you can't just be with a nigga in Atlanta? Why you gotta go overseas where the water blue? See where I'm at? I can't even see through this water. Why this bitch gotta go overseas and really play with me like that? Like, it was about a respect thing for me. Now, Collateral got in the confessional and they asked him how he felt when he saw the pictures, and he said, you know, I had already knew about it in private. He was like, but when that hit the blogs, man, it hit me again, man. I had to go get 3 more bitches. Yeah, I just went and did a whole freak off after I seen that. You know, that really hurt my heart, because I ain't never played with her like that. Why she played with me? So now back at the scene, Jock asked Collateral, he was like, look, bruh, so from what I hear, Yandy said she wasn't intimate with the nigga. They was just like emotional in an emotional relationship. He was like, you don't think that's something you could look past? He was like, because I know me, I done cheated on Kendra like 1 trillion times. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I can't even count. He was like, so as long as she don't sleep with a nigga, I ain't really tripping on the emotional relationship. I feel like I owe her that one. You know what I'm saying? You don't think the same? Collateral looked at that boy Jock, smacked his teeth. Nigga, hell no. I done put this bitch up for Collateral for way less. You think I'm gonna let this hoe have an emotional relationship? Hell no. I don't play that type of shit. He said she can't have no goddamn emotional relationship. We ain't rolling like that. Not at all. Now, one thing I will agree with Collateral on is I can't deal with nobody after they have an emotional relationship. Because number one, that means you trust this person. That also means you probably been over there running my business. Number two, emotional relationships lead to love. And if you in love with somebody else, then nah, you gotta roll fat. I'd rather you just sleep with somebody. But to be emotionally attached, that's a bit much for me. So I'm on Collateral side. I can't do it. Everybody ain't like Jock. Let's move on. Now we move to the next scene. Erica Banks goes with her PR person to go see her attorney to figure out what's going on with these charges. Now here's where we find that Erica Banks didn't just get regular charges. This big dummy went through the airport security through TSA with a weapon that wasn't even registered to her and went to jail. And you thought it was cool to go live and do videos from the back of the police cruiser? I'm with your attorney. Them people gonna try to throw the book at you and use you as an example because you really played in them people's face. How you figure, girl? You can't be doing all of that. Anyway, so now she's over there stunted because the people also told her that she could possibly not fly for 3 to 5 years. Now, we all know she makes her money from flying, right? Because she got to go show to show. She's got multiple businesses. The PR lady was like, girl, what we gonna do, girl? You got people to pay, girl. What is you gonna do? So now she's stressed out and reality is starting to sit in because she don't want these type of charges. I don't blame her. Now, I don't want to try to drag the girl because I understand mistakes happen. But how in the world and why in the world do you have a weapon in your bag? And then why is it a weapon that's not yours? And then why is it a weapon that's not registered and not yours in your bag? Like, girl, you got to do better than that. These preacher kids. That's why they say you're not supposed to shelter these kids. They get out in the real world and do stupid stuff like this. Now, you got to figure this out, Applehead. Let's move on. So now we move to the next scene. Selma is meeting up with Sierra to confront her about telling everybody on her anniversary in Puerto Rico that she was cheating with her cousin. So she asked Sierra, she was like, hey Sierra, she was like, I don't understand why we got beef. Like, what's the real tea? Why do we have beef? And Sierra was like, girl, I don't have no beef. I just have receipts. Look, on this message, you had sent him a nasty picture. On this message, you was asking him to suck his thing. On this voice clip, you had got drunk and told him you love him and you was going to leave your husband. I just have receipts, girl. I don't have all of this other stuff you talking about. So Sierra hopped into the confessional to tell us that she don't understand why Selma is even confronting her because she got the truth. She not lying on the girl. She was like, it would be one thing if she lied on her. She was like, but this is the guy's honest truth. And Selma is still messing with her cousin.
To this day. To this day. To this day.
So Selma was like, that is a lie. She was like, yes, I know your cousin. Yes, I sent them messages, but that was messages from my homegirls because their phones was dead. So they asked me to act like them and send them the messages on my behalf or on their behalf. She was like, but at the end of the day, girl, this is all lies. I'm married and I have a husband. You need to stop. And Sierra was like, girl, stop what? Stop reading the messages? You need to stop calling my cousin and stop trying to give him a little your booty. Why is you over there cheating on your husband? I thought you was married and happy. I thought that's what it was. I think it's because you don't like that man and he got a little bitty bird. Tell the truth. And she was like, girl, that's a lie. I don't even know why you would get on here and say that. She was like, especially on this national TV. I love my husband. I am not cheating on my husband. Do I know your cousin? Yes. Have I slept with your cousin? Yes. Was it a year ago? No. Was it 6 months ago? I don't know. But this is wrong. Why would you come on here with this? And so Sierra was like, girl, I'm not coming on here with nothing, girl. I'm just coming on here to tell the people what happened, girl. Now, at the end of the day, if you want to save your marriage, save your coochie and close your legs to my cousin, and then we won't have none of this to deal with. I mean, other than that, I don't even understand why we even meeting up. So Selma was like, oh, okay, you want to play hardball. So Selma gets on the phone with her friend because she was like, my friend said you mess with this nigga named Dip. She was like, so let me call my friend on the phone because my friend gonna tell everybody that you mess with somebody too and you be cheating and all of that type of stuff or whatever. So she calls the friend on the phone and she was like, friend, tell this girl that she be messing with this nigga named Dip. And the girl was like, oh, hey, Sierra, I be seeing you on Love and Hip Hop. How you doing? Sierra was like, girl, give me this phone. Because if you going to say I mess with a nigga, you going to say it to my face. So Sierra grabs the phone. So Sierra was like, girl, you over here saying I messed with a nigga named Dip? Who is Dip? And the girl was like, what? And she was like, who is Dip? She was like, Chips and Dip? She was like, no, girl. Your friend over here saying you said I messed with a nigga named Dip. Who is Dip? And the girl was like, I ain't never said that. The girl got on the camera and was like, Dip? I don't even know nobody named Dip. I don't even have dips in my house. Like, I don't even know. Like, no, I ain't never said nothing like that. I don't know why Selma got on here and said that. Hey, Love and Hip Hop people, y'all. That's what the girl said. So now Sierra is mad. Sierra was like, so see, Selma, you a liar too. You a cheater and a liar. She said, because you said your friend said that I was messing with a nigga named Dip. I don't even know no nigga named Dip. And if I did mess with a nigga named Dip, I'd tell you first. I wouldn't have to lie to you because I ain't got no man. She was like, but see, you a liar. So now this made Selma said she about to leave. She was like, because what you not about to do is catch me in no lies on no TV. So Selma got up and was like, I'm about to go. And she was like, no, don't go. We could still have a conversation. Why are you leaving? I thought you wanted to get to the bottom of things. And the girl said she don't want to get to the bottom of nothing. And she left Sierra there by herself. And Sierra was like, at the end of the day, these girls need to close their legs. She said she don't believe that Selma liked that boy at all. She said she thinks Selma just using the boy. She said the boy think probably little. He probably got a little bitty Petey bird. She said so she be having to cheat on the boy so she could get some satisfaction, child. Let's move on. So now we move to the next scene. Girl, I don't know why Karlie Red is doing something at her doggone restaurant. She ain't nobody in there eating, so she might as well throw a party. So Karlie Red hops into the confessional to tell us that she's newly divorced. You know, she been divorced longer than she was married. But she's newly on her way to divorce or whatever, and she's throwing a get together for the people. Now, a lot of the people is pulling up, but certain people is not invited, and certain people she not dealing with, like Zell Swag. She said, but at the end of the day, she want the girls around her because she's a new Karlie. She cut her wig and she got a new face. She says it's the new Karlie in town. Now, Now, Zell had showed up anyway, and he's over there talking to Zane and his wife, asking them how things been since Puerto Rico. And he said he don't know. He's kind of walking on eggshells with the boys 24 hours since he done put all that tea out about his wife cheating or whatever. Now, Zell really not supposed to be there because Karlie Ray is not talking to him since he dragged her marriage or whatnot. Now, Sierra gives an update to Zane, his wife, and everybody on what happened with Selma at the meetup. And she told them, basically, she just showed Selma the details and the receipts. And Selma didn't want to see it. She said, but Selma is a lying, cheating Jezebel. She said that she did not want to do that to that girl, but she had to put it out there because there's no place for that on Love and Hip Hop. I said, girl, I know you lying. Meanwhile, the new girl was on stage, and I want to just say this. I normally don't like to say bad things, but girl, you sounded so bad. Oh, girl, you sounded horrible. What's worse than trash? Girl, whatever you need, girl, go do nails or something, girl. Come do my nails. Stop rapping, please. So when the girl get off the stage, Zell goes try to speak to Karlie Ray, but Karlie Ray gave him the look up and down, like, don't touch me, I don't rock with you. So Zell was like, oh Lord, like what happened? And he know what happened. That girl is still mad with you, Zell, because you remember what you had told that girl last time. Don't do all of that. Zell got in the confessional acting perplexed, talking about, yeah, I did say all kind of horrible things to her, but at the end of the day, it was the truth. She should have listened to me because nothing she have ever lasts, and I was just trying to save her from her own demise. No, you wasn't, Zell. You was being messy. Karlie said she don't want to be your friend after you done drug her and her marriage down to the ground. It's all your fault. So Karlie Ray sits with a group of the girls and tell them that she wants to do a divorce party trip or whatever it is. I guess take everybody on a vacation because she on a divorce. Girl, I guess. And the girl should come. She said she want everybody to come. She said, but not Zell. She said because she not rocking with him. Now she got in a confessional and said Zell said some really harsh and horrible things to her. Things that she would have never told Zell. She said, so at the end of the day, she not rocking with him and she don't want him on her trip. And I said, you know what, Karlie? But did he lie? But I understand the sentiments. Let's move on. And look at Saucy. I swear to God, like something eerie is about, I don't know. Anyways, Saucy is over there. She wants Saucy to make up with, what's the girl? Old Spice. Because she wants to have a divorce trip and she wants everybody to be on the same page. So she asks Saucy to come over there to meet up with Spice. And she tells Saucy that she wants him and Spice to make amends for whatever happened in the past. She says she talked to Spice and Spice is very sorry for calling you fat, funky, nasty, and cheesy. She said so she really wants them to sit down and have a conversation and see if they could hash things out and get back on the good foot. Now my girl Rennie got in a confessional and said she don't know. If a nigga said she smelled like garbage truck juice, she don't know if she could stick around. And I said, yeah, you could. That nigga put you out and you still there. Bloop. Let's move on. So now Karlie basically says, Spice, baby, me and you just got back cool and I want you to come on my trip. She said, but in order for you to come, you're going to have to apologize to Saucy because you said that boy smelled like an old locker room. She was like, now I never smelled him today. She was like, but I think you owe him an apology. Now, my girl Old Spice, not Ice Spice, regular Spice, not the Ice Spice. She got in a confessional and said she really don't feel like she owes Saucy no apology because he do be funky. She said, nah. She said she shouldn't have said it the way she said it on live with the wad guan and the bumba clot and all of that. She said, but she meant what she said. Now, back at the scene, Saucy has the look of confusion on his face. And he's like, you know, Spice, I really like you and your music, and I know that me, you, and only a few of us are really up to caliber as artists. And I'm saying, what caliber? What artists? Saucy, what kind of artist you think you is? But anyway, he's trying to explain to her that he didn't mean no harm by calling her a clown or calling nothing she got going on clown stuff. He just thought because everybody was beefing on the track that it was clown stuff. Now, my girl Spice said she understand, but putting clown next to her name is her brand. And she don't play like that. She not about to let nobody play with her like that. But Saucy goes on to explain that he didn't mean no harm. He would have loved to work with Spice. He said he just didn't want no part in the mess and all of that stuff going on with them people because, and it kind of sounded like it was edited, but it sounded like he was saying that Spice was telling people to beef with people on the track. And I believe it. I ain't gonna lie, I do. But Spice ended up apologizing to Big Saucy. She said she was apologizing not because he wasn't funky, but because she shouldn't have got on live and said that. She said, now in this point in time where she's sitting, she not sitting downwind, but she don't smell nothing. So she said, Saucy, for that, I apologize. Now, as she's apologizing, Saucy's over there wiping sweat off of him, talking about, yeah, girl, because I was talking to my boyfriend and I was asking my boyfriend, why she over here saying I'm sweaty and I'm stinking? I'll never be sweaty and stinking. And I said, but you sweaty and stinking. Huh? Girl, this must be the Twilight Zone. But they ended up hashing it out and they're going to be cool on the trip or whatever, I guess. Let's move on. So now here we are at the Pieces of Yandy. This is the Pieces of Yandy. I'm so tired of her, girl. Now, y'all know Yandy and this nigga done broke up a year ago. Y'all know that when she was crying on the last season. But here go Yandy putting 20 on 10, meeting up with Collateral to figure out what's going on. Now, Collateral looked at her straight in the face and said, girl, how is we about to do this? And she started doing the cueing with the acting, so I guess he got in the acting mode. So Collateral just basically told her, look, I ain't shit. You already knew that. You knew that when we played like we got married. He was like, I stopped putting you up for Collateral a little while ago. He said, and I thought you would have caught the hint by then. He said, but then when you had hit me with the nigga in Greece, that really, really made me want to put you back up for Collateral. He said, but then I thought about it. It would put too much of an attachment on us. And I think at this point, we over. We ain't together no more. So, she was like, Collateral, I'm really trying to wrap my head around what's happening here because, you and I have been together for 20 years. We have kids. Like, how do we even look at each other in the face and talk to the kids? And he was like, bitch, the same way we do every day. I don't even live with you. Like, what you mean? She was like, Mendeecees, shut up. We on the camera. Anyways, like I was saying, Collateral, we have to talk to these kids about living a different life because these kids don't know another life outside of us being together every day, except them times you was in prison. Now everything gonna be different. What am I gonna tell the kids? And Collateral was like, man, fuck them kids. You don't even be around them kids. Me and you both don't be around them kids. He was like, all I know is I was over there building the house with the intentions on us having a dream house. Now that you blindsided me with a nigga in Greece, now I got to turn it into a freak off house. I already got tipping them on the line and they're already ready to go. But you see, you made me do this. He said, now at the end of the day got to end and so is this relationship. You done played with me out here in these streets. Now I got to go play with you out here in these streets. I love you. I never not love you. You did bring me blankets that time I was in prison. And I appreciate it. But now I got to go my own ways, bruh. So now here go Yandy with all the acting. Oh, Mendeecees. After 20 years, I just never thought I'd even think of the day we'd be here. Mind you, these bitches been separated for 2 years. Y'all doing all of this for the camera. I can't stand Yandy Bassett. Yandy Bassett and her acting gots to go. This girl goes into character like nothing. I'm tired of it. And here go with the long hug, girl. She holding on to the nigga shirt. You know how I go when you wrinkle up the nigga shirt like you really want to hold him tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't let you go even though you already done let the nigga go. Girl, I'm so tired of Yandy. So here we go. He done told it's over. They done agreed it was over. They came in 2 separate cars with 2 separate houses playing on this Love and Hip Hop camera in front of our face. So here go. Let's go through the pieces of Yandy. These are the pieces of Yandy. She's a woman. A woman. A woman. She's just a woman. These are the pieces of Yandy. Yeah. And that's the end of the episode, girl. They broke up. So what y'all think? Drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, girl. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.